Tonight on UATV, the university responds to a racist Snapchat post with a town hall meeting. Hear what students and staff say about tension on campus.
And lawmakers shift their view on the age limit for buying a gun.
We need action now.
See how states will play their role.
Students across the nation prepare for National Walkout Day. I'll tell you why they're protesting and how local schools prepare. UATV starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to UATV News. I'm Erica Rankin.
And I'm Delaney Majors. Thanks for joining us tonight. Students across the United States get ready for a national walkout to protest gun violence.
They plan to walk out of the classrooms at 10 in the morning tomorrow to honor the victims of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting that happened in Florida.
As you can see on this map, 8 schools in Arkansas registered for the walkout. This includes Fayetteville, Bentonville, and Harbor High School in Springdale.
But not all of the schools approve of the protest. Bentonville School Board decided, quote, students who choose to participate in Wednesday's walkout at 10 a.m. will be counted absent and assigned a detention in accordance with the student handbook, end quote.
Some students still plan to walk out, one tweeting, quote, "This will be my first detention ever, and I'm proud to say how I got it," end quote. School administrators prepare for walkouts across the area. Many schools react differently, though, on how they will take action.
UATV's Brabenda Alvarez is live with the different school plans. Brabenda?
Thank you, Erica. I'm live at Fayetteville High School, where students plan to march to the Washington County Courthouse tomorrow in memory of students who lost their lives last month in Florida. Local students plan to participate in the national walkout tomorrow. Bentonville School Board members disagreed about student involvement. Board member Burgess said, "We preach to kids that we want them to be leaders, but when they want to lead, we don't let them." Some parents took to social media and were glad schools like Fayetteville High School were encouraging their students to walk out within school guidelines. Rogers New Technology High School is taking this opportunity to create the I Stand for Change movement.
We've decided to start a movement here at New Tech called the hashtag I Stand for Change.
This movement will allow you as an individual to stand up for what you believe in.
Instead of the whole school walking outside and being quiet for 17 minutes, we wanted to do more.
Students from New Tech will gather in the gym tomorrow at 10 and bring in posters, videos, or letters they wrote to legislators about what they stand for and where they want to see change in. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Brabenda Alvarez.
Thanks, Brabenda. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night to UATV. We'll have reporters covering those school walkouts.
As school protests take place across the country, the gun debate continues in Washington.
In a tweet on Monday, President Donald Trump says the responsibility of gun control falls to each state. This follows proposals set by the White House for firearm training for school personnel and improved background checks. For critics of the White House, this new stance comes too late.
It's been 19 years since Columbine, and 5 years since Sandy Hook, and a month almost since Stoneman Douglas, and they want a commission. We need action now.
Last week, Florida Governor Rick Scott signed a bill raising the minimum age to buy a firearm from 18 to 21. But the NRA sued the state, saying the new law goes against the Second Amendment.
A social media post made University of Arkansas leaders host a town hall meeting last night. Students got the opportunity to ask questions on diversity on campus. UATV's Madison McClung is live with the story. Madison?
That's right, Delaney. I'm standing live outside of Hillside Auditorium, where last night's town hall meeting took place. Now, most of you do recall the incident that happened a few weeks back where one University of Arkansas student posted a photo and it went viral of him in a black face. Now, this did spark a lot of interest here and made a lot of students want action to be taken and wanted the leaders of the University of Arkansas to take these actions. Now, last night during the panel discussion, one University of Arkansas student went as far as saying that our campus is a racist campus and has always been, and that he feels that there is little to no diversity. Now, the panel did keep saying that for action to be taken, students have to do it themselves. Now, I did speak to one University of Arkansas student, Nicholas Harper, who says he believes that this really will help future students.
This event allowed for us to voice our opinions, get our ideas out, and also get feedback from those who hold positions to make the things we're asking for happen.
Now, the University of Arkansas student who did post the photo did decide to leave the university on his own terms. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Madison McClung.
Thank you, Madison. The university encourages students to report any racist incidents they see on campus.
A Fayetteville man faces charges for drug trafficking. Police arrested Leander Shepard after he picked up a package of drugs while under surveillance watch. According to police, the 59-year-old possessed 1 pound of meth and 2 pounds of marijuana.
A campus election heated up more than some anticipated. Complaints about the ASG presidential campaign caused delays in election results. Now the ASG justices must meet and review all complaints. From there, they will decide necessary changes.
Arkansas flu deaths hit an all-time high this year. The Department of Health reported 184 deaths this flu season. Department officials advise you to continue to wash your hands, cover your mouth, eyes, and nose. The department expects the season to end in 5 weeks.
The university launches a new program for underrepresented students. The program helps first-generation and minority students who want to attend graduate school. The RISE program applications must be submitted by April 15th.
This past Thursday, the university held another Distinguished Lecture Series. The event, organized by students and faculty, always draws a big number of students. UATV's Nithya Kumar is live with how they get these big names to campus.
NBA's all-time leading scorer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was just here last week as the latest Distinguished Lecturer. The Distinguished Lecture Series is a student-sponsored event. That means that the student activities fee is distributed by the allocation board fee and brings these big names to the University of Arkansas. Past lectures include Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, Bill Nye, and Emmy Award winner Tony Hale. This past lecture was held at Bud Walton Arena because a bigger crowd was expected. I talked with student vice chair of the Distinguished Lecture Committee on how they get students' input on who they would like to see.
So every year we put out at least one student poll, and we go throughout campus, we put it on Newswire, we stand in the union to try to get people to take the student poll, and from that we are able to understand what students want to hear because we are using student activity fee money to bring these speakers to campus.
Ungar says that the event is all about bringing the Fayetteville community together. If you would like to apply to be a part of the Distinguished Lecture Committee, applications close tomorrow.
Thank you, Nithya. You can find applications at the website below. Students might not be the only ones losing money next week. Learn what businesses do to stay afloat during spring break.
Spring break is one of the most anticipated times of the year for students, but what exactly does it cost them? I'm live on campus with more coming up next.
Welcome. I'm Ben Gladowski, and here's what's going on around the world. Some students begin to count down the days and pack their bags for vacation, but the high costs of going on these college vacays can take students from spring break to spring broke. UATV's Katie Davila is Katie.
Thanks, Ben. I'm live on campus where in just a few days, this place is going to be nearly empty as students head out for those spring break vacations. Now, spring break for American students date back all the way to the 1930s when athletes and fans from northern universities headed down to Florida for swim meets. Now, over 1.5 million students go on spring break trips every year, traveling all over the U.S. or even internationally on cruises or all-inclusive trips. The cost of all those trips amount to $1 billion per year. The average college student ends up spending about $1,000 or more during that week, leaving them spring broke. But according to a survey done this year, more and more upperclassmen like juniors and seniors are spending their break at home or working because of the hefty costs that come with that mid-semester vacation.
Well, freshman and sophomore year, there's all those extravagant spring breaks, and they all add up to be a bunch of money. And then junior and senior year, you kind of just want to go home and chill with your parents because you're more cautious about money.
Some ways to minimize the amount of money that you do spend over break include saving little amounts of money throughout the semester, carpooling with as many of your friends as possible to save on gas and other expenses, bringing your own food instead of eating out, and even packing that student ID. Now, bringing this ID with you can give you access to dozens of discounts. Many retail shops and other places like restaurants and fast food like Chipotle and Subway do offer these discounts. All you have to do is ask. Reporting live on campus for UATV, I'm Katie Davila.
Thanks, Katie. According to U.S. Travel, the 3 best cheap spring break destinations include Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, and New Orleans. With spring break only days away, STD testing rises on campus. Pat Walker says students should practice safe sex while on vacation because they see an increase of STDs this time of year. Quote, "The 2 biggest times for us with STD testing is after summer and spring break," end quote. Students can schedule an appointment for Pat Walker online. You need your student ID when you go to an appointment. When students leave school for spring break, businesses can take a hit. A large portion of the Fayetteville economy relies on the money students spend. Many businesses must spread their staff thin to compensate for their employees on break.
So we'll pull from different JJ's, from Bella Vista or other Fayetteville stores, and then just, we work it out. A lot of us are going to pull doubles, so we'll work from the AM shift all the way to close. So yeah, we'll work through it.
According to the National Retail Federation, young adults spend on average between $39 and $42 on St. Patrick's Day celebrations, so that may help stimulate profits for many local businesses this spring break. University Housing hosts a spring fling to educate students about spring break safety. Students will learn about health issues and safety tips for spring break travels. The event starts at 7 at night in the International Connections Lounge and in the outdoor patio of the Arkansas Union. There will be a DJ, food, and prizes. Well, that'll do it for your World News Tonight. I'm Ben Gladowski.
Missing recycling bins on Dixon makes saving the earth a little harder. Find out how businesses stay green.
One dorm welcomes a new country to campus every month. Learn how international students educate others. Local businesses notice the loss of recycling bins on Dixon Street. The missing recycling bins repurpose 3 to 4 tons of glass on a weekly basis. Aubrey Tucker is live with more. Aubrey?
Thanks, Delaney. Right here where I'm standing is where several businesses like Farrell's, Kingfish, Sideways, and Riley's found themselves without their normal recycling bins.
Joel Siemens, a bartender at Kingfish, tells me his job is made harder by the loss of recycling bins just behind the bar.
We're not recycling really at all now because it just makes it way more difficult. So our trash cans get full a lot quicker. So I would even say that it's more difficult now that we don't do it. Because now we have to take out the trash much more often, because it's bottles, cans, and all the regular trash.
Because of residential complaint and private ownership of the bins location, they were removed by the city.
Property owners have the final say in what goes into their property. So when they asked us to remove those containers, we removed them.
Pugh tells me the complaints were of noise and access to the location that caused the removal. There are additional recycling locations on Dixon, but Siemens says it's not realistic to walk to recycle while you have a job and customers to worry about.
If we're getting out at 3 a.m. on a Friday, or busy, or 4 a.m. even if it's super busy, we're not trying to pick through garbage.
6 bins designated for glass recycling are gone, but there is still cardboard recycling available in the same location.
Brian Pugh tells me that the glass was such a major contributor because it is so much heavier than other recyclables. Reporting for UATV, I'm Aubrey Tucker.
Thank you, Aubrey. The city doesn't require recycling, but strives to decrease nearly half of landfill production over the next 10 years.
Students can get a taste of Central America tonight. Holcomb Hall hosts a global series featuring Honduras. Honduran student Christian Posaitis presents the country's culture with food and trivia. The hall features a new country every month along with an international student. Well, we're just now 2 days away from the big dance, and I know I'm making my bracket tonight, but Delaney, are you going to fill yours out?
You know, I'm not going to fill mine out. I know next to nothing about March Madness, but I do know a few guys that can help us figure it out. Up next, our sports team will analyze how the March Madness matchups. Stay tuned.
Hey sports fans, welcome back. Tonight, we'll stick with the roundtable theme from last night, but we're going to add me. The talk of the week continues to be the upcoming NCAA tournament, and as people around the country start to fill out their brackets, we decided to fill out a few of our own and share our predictions. So, Chris, question number one, Chris, how far do you think Arkansas is going to go in the tournament?
I really think they're going to have trouble getting past that first round against Butler. They're a good team, but if they can beat them, number 2 Purdue, they're not that great. I mean, they're number 2 overall, but they're nothing really. I don't think they're number 2 impressive. Mm-hmm. So I might even have them going to the Sweet 16 here. I'm really not sure.
Okay. Nick, what about you?
I actually have them going to Sweet 16. I have Arkansas beating Butler probably pretty soundly. We talked about this last night in our matchup. And Purdue is not a good team. They did not deserve a 2 seed. They're a 5 seed at best. I think Arkansas can make the Sweet 16, but loses to Florida.
Okay, I'll play the devil's advocate. I'll say Arkansas loses game 1. Yeah,
nice.
pretty shaky stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on to the next question. Out of the 4 number 1 teams, it's a pretty competitive field. Who has the toughest path?
I'll take it. I'm going to go with, I think Xavier has the toughest path. They have to beat either Florida or Missouri, and those are 2 very good teams, not seeded very high, but they're still good quality teams. And they're going to have to go past Gonzaga, and then they're also going to have to go past North Carolina. Those are 4 massive teams that can put up big numbers and big wins.
And I'm going to agree with you, Chris. I've got actually Xavier losing the Sweet 16 round to Gonzaga, and I have Gonzaga moving on. So I think Xavier will lose that right there.
Okay. Well, we have one more question for you guys, and it's everyone's kind of the big deal. People like a Cinderella story. So, who is your guys' underdog? Nick.
I'm going with Bucknell.
Okay.
I'm going to take NC State, but they're going to have some big play, but they're going to do it.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for joining me with Chris Zahn and Nick Bravo. We'll see you tomorrow.
Life can be full of second chances, especially for one dog in Ohio.
That's right. Meet Chance, a golden retriever who goes to school with his owner as a therapy dog.
Chance's life changed forever after rescuers found him with severe injuries, including a gunshot to the back leg.
Luckily, after fixed his wounds, more than 80 families wanted to adopt Chance. To keep track of Chance, you can follow him on Facebook and his blog. That'll do it for UATV tonight. I'm Delaney Majors.
And I'm Erica Rankin.